like that, being in these states for real, not because it's some temporary effect of a substance, can only be achieved if we allow natural maturation process to take place and we facilitate it deliberately and consciously. So Carl Gustav Jung discovered that process of psychological maturing, which he calls individuation, becoming a whole, becoming oneself, is actually natural, lifelong process, which happens to anybody, any living human, no matter which conditions they live in or what kind of potential impairments they might have, psychological or physical, it will still happen to every human. And that individuation process always has specific developmental cycle. In each developmental cycle, we acquire, or the tendencies that we acquire, more of our unconscious self. It comes to us, points out which aspects, which unconscious self is ready to be allowed to live and be expressed in the conscious dimension of our lives. And that integration brings enormously, crucially important vital energy. That vital energy that is needed for us to live our genuine identity, not how we were made by parents, grandparents, culture, and so on and so forth, environment conditions, but that core unique reality we are born with. And that is solely what brings deep feeling, lasting feeling of inner peace, fulfillment, wholeness, safety, self-confidence, and better reality check. Because when we are centered in ourselves, we don't delegate so much power to somebody else in the external life or situations. We are not hostages of anything that is going on in our environment, because we are resourceful and we slowly develop that inner wisdom, which opens up our skills in shrewdness or reading the reality, analytic skills, calmness, holding the tension, not being reactive, not just acting out our automatic behavior and patterns from the past, and so on and so forth. So it is very interesting that people who were in old times, like, for example, medieval times, Renaissance and so on, sort of scientific people and precursors of modern chemistry, alchemists, and mind you, Newton was one, for example. Other great astronomers, for example, were also alchemists. Although for centuries, being almost in all continents and not communicating with each other, they projected the same stages of transformation, energy transformation process, which actually is a symbol and isomorphic to the process of psychological transformation. So we project our need for happiness, those three states, for example, I described earlier, on alcohol, on matter, and we want to reach something that is alive and not a dead thing like alcohol.